Welcome to ViviTalks. I'm Vivienne Aerts. Join me in celebrating 100 talented female musicians from my last album, Typuhthâng, empowering female cacao farmers in Congo's Virunga State Park and restoring the rainforest. Delve into the musical journeys, creative processes, and unique perspectives of these talented women that were involved in the making of this album.
My name is Linnea Lundgren and I'm from Stockholm, Sweden. And I am the arranger of Vivienne's song, Just Go.
Can you run me through the process of creating the choir piece?
Yeah, for sure. When I heard this song, I watched a video that Vivienne had made on a loop station. With just her voice and kind of building an arrangement and in improvisation basically, and I wanted to make something that kind of correlated with that kind of felt sort of like it was looped, but not really, you know, in real time. So there's a lot of drones and there's a lot of long pad like sounds, and still I wanted it to feel alive, so you can hear a few little, you know, runs and stuff that just like it shows up once and then it doesn't come again. And another very important thing I felt was like when you use all voices, you kind of need to still have rhythmic stuff, and so I wanted to use the breath and the heartbeat, you know, like, so everything would come from a human being, and all the sounds would come from a human being and not an external instrument. So that was kind of the idea to work from.
Yeah, that heartbeat was like throughout the song, it came out really well. It just pushes the song forward, right?
yeah exactly. It ends with a breath as well, and I think that it also correlates to getting, you know, you can get so stuck in your thoughts easily, and,
Right.
and when you kind of the just go message, you know, you just do something instead of
Right.
like thinking about it. Like, just do, if you do something, you're gonna realize what you're about to do, and then you're gonna move forward instead of kind of I often get stuck in thoughts and I'm like, okay, I need to be really, it needs to be really perfect before I tell anybody about this, or before I do it, I'm gonna have a perfect plan
Right.
of like in the and sometimes it's just easier to like, okay, but what if I pull this string over here? And what if I do this little thing over here? And then suddenly it turned out to be something. But I just did the small things, and then it turned out to this big hole that
it falls into place, right?
yeah, exactly. So I think that's and a very important message. So yeah.
Yeah. And how did you come up with all the parts?
That was tricky. Because since we had a plan of kind of, you were like, okay, we're gonna have 100 women, so you can have any amount of singers on this. Basically, it was kind of hard to decide how many parts I was gonna make, and kind of how long they would be, and because when you have a clear kind of, okay, I'm gonna do soprano, alto, tenor, bass, choir arrangement. You know, you have that to work with, and you're kind of limiting yourself. But here it was like, okay, it's all possibilities. And so that was sort of the thing I had to do. I had to just start, and then I realized, but I need this little thing, and then I might want somebody putting a third on top of that. Like, so I want two voices singing this line, or I want one voice singing this line. And also, yeah, when it like kind of feels like this drony loop thing, then one person technically would have to sing a drone the whole time, you know. But I think when we're more people doing it, and it kind of grows into the sounds of every singer as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like all of the singers that finally sang it, in the beginning it was just like a technical me recording myself type of thing, and kind of being like, okay, this part is going to be here and this part is going to be here, and I thought it sounded quite boring. But then as soon as the people who are actually going to sing is on it, and you can hear your voice, and I can hear a lot of people that I know as well voices, and it goes alive, and then I'm like, wow, this sounds great, you know. And when it's mixed and ready, it's a huge difference, and it's very, very alive feeling with so many voices. Also, there is a little middle part that I kind of added to the whole thing, that also just kind of grew out of what you had made, because you had a very stable kind of song form, even though it was growing out of improvisation. It was kind of like I could feel that here is a song,
Right.
and here is a development, and then it's like the song, the A part again, and then it finishes, and then I heard this kind of little thing, like I wanted to kind of raise the energy in the middle, and it turned into a completely different sound that I was like, oh, wait, what's going on here? Like, let's explore this. And then I added the little speaking thing as well, because I wasn't sure if that was going to be like all instrumental, or so I kind of tried out putting some words to it, and yeah, it was very interesting.
And I kept it.
I usually don't write like that. You know, I usually am very clear. I'm like having a melody, I'm having a this and this, and I was like, no, this is supposed to be like kind of free spirited speech. You know.
Right. Well, you
So
saw in the video, I'm actually calling you, and then I'm listening to you speak, which I think was super funny. We found this old telephone, and they were
so
like,
great.
yeah, this is gonna be perfect. Yeah,
Awesome.
because I decided your voice on that middle part was just perfect. I didn't want to do that. Or
Right.
like, yeah, so I left it there as like a sort of the voice that tells me what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny you kept it.
Yeah, I kept it.
Sure.
You
I was
might
like,
not.
okay, whatever, this is a placement, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But then you kept it, and that was quite it was quite funny, and at the same time I was like, yeah, it kind of suits to be here.
Yeah, it works. It works perfect. Yeah.
It's very easy to get lost but just don't worry about it. Sometimes you have to get lost to find something.
Another question. Your way of working consisted of singing all these parts and then transcribing them. Why did you choose so? And is that your usual way of working?
No, I think that's different for each thing I arrange. I work a lot with choirs at the moment, and I arrange a lot for choirs as well. But I don't know. A lot of my background has been like transcribing stuff, so I find that very easy to like kind of just sit and write down whatever I hear. And it's also a way of like recording the parts before you transcribe is kind of a way of making sure that what I hear is actually what's sounding as well. Because sometimes in my head, I can hear this major great thing. And then when I try it out, I'm like, no, this sounded really strange. Or, you know, like I can correct a lot of things by listening to it at first and then write it down. And that's, I guess it's a very modern way of working as well, since we have recording stuff now. Like,
Right. Yeah.
But the yeah, that really helps me to kind of what's it called, like carve out what the feeling is that I want.
Right.
So it's very connected to the feeling that it's supposed to feel in a certain way, and that's not always clear. Sometimes it's really clear. I can hear all the like different melodies in my head and just go ahead and write it, but sometimes you also need to realize them before you can write them down. And MIDI voices sounds really bad, so
Yeah, MIDI is horrific.
So you also don't want to work. I hate working with like Dorico or Finale or whatever, and hear this like lo, yeah, you know.
Yeah, no, I think it made a real big difference. Also, I was able to send your recorded parts to the separate singers, right? As a example of what we wanted them to do. And that made total sense. I think it really added to the way it came out, to visualize it first and then to write it down. I think that really added to the vibe of the song. I think that's probably why it's so organic.
Maybe flows. I also see that helps a lot with the choirs I lead. They're not professional singers, but they get huge amounts of help by having like learning tracks that they can listen to when they practice, because not all of them read sheet music and so on. But you get a much more complete experience by also like, oh, it's supposed to be a crescendo here, or like or the breath, like where am I gonna breathe in this
totally
phrase, for example.
How about the lyrics? What did you see in the lyrics, or what do you think they meant? Or
this idea of not thinking too much about problems or issues, or or trouble your mind with thoughts, with things that you can't solve, or you can solve. I have a tendency to work through things a lot in my head, and trying to I go and I go around and round and round and round, and in the end I finally have a solution, but I might just have as good a solution if I just let it go for a bit, or took a breath, or like everything doesn't have to be like a fight when you have an issue, and also like to feel secure in yourself and in your decisions, to not question your own choices too much. I think that's a very important message that I got from the lyrics, at least, is that you should believe in yourself and just go ahead, and like you can feel bad, but like just move forward, you're gonna be fine. You know.
Yeah, totally.
I've always admired people who are kind of like light in their heads. They're like, oh yeah, let's do this. This is cool. and
Right.
and me myself, I'll be like, oh, is this the right choice? Is this the correct thing to do? Yeah. Always second guessing. I wrote another lyric for a song that I wrote called Seeker, where I kind of say, you all seem so satisfied living in a bubble, a perfect little bubble. I envy you who live your lives without a single trouble. And I feel like it's so true, because nobody has that life, you know. But sometimes it feels like everybody else just does things so easily, and that I also would like to be that easygoing, you know.
I think you're pretty
I think
easygoing, but
yeah,
you know.
I mean, obviously, and that's the thing too, that people can watch me from the outside and say, oh my god, she does everything correctly and she's so easygoing, and how come she does that? And I would say that about everybody else.
Right.
So we, in the end, we're all the same, you know. We all are happy, and we all struggle, and we all try to help each other out, and you know, feel bad and feel good.
Yeah, we all have it. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add? By the way, I really love your song Seeker. I'm gonna put like all the information so they can find your work too. Maybe you want to share a bit about what you're working on musically. You just had like a bunch of songs last year, right?
Yes, I released 2 singles last year, and currently I'm working a lot more as a choir conductor. So right now I'm focusing on that, but in the spring I want to keep recording more songs, because the plan is to release an album in the end with songs, and I'm also writing songs for a kids play at this moment.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on.
What did you think of the music video? Because I didn't consult you on it, but I just
Yeah.
like, here it is.
Oh, I loved it. It was great.
It was hard to put 26 singers with their face. That was impossible.
Yeah,
So I figured just like copy myself into a
yeah,
small
no, I thought that was
group.
cool. Yeah, I like that like everybody's you. Very cute.
Yeah, except for you, because I'm
Exactly.
calling.
No, that was great. And thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate that as well.
Awesome. Great. Well, it was amazing to have you be part of this project, because we know each other for so long, and I really love your work and your music and your vibe, and everything you create is amazing. So I just knew this song is going to be like so amazing. Anything else you'd love to add?
I think it's been great working together. It was really fun project, and I love that the concept of it is so clear, like and whole. You know, you've managed to like intertwine chocolate and women and music, you know, in a very conceptive way, a concept type of way. It's extremely clear. I love that, and I love how well made it is, how it turned out with all the cocoa paper and stuff.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good work, Vivienne.
So excited, but I'm exhausted, but so excited at the same time.
Just go. As I conclude this episode of ViviTalks, I want to express my sincere gratitude for joining me in this musical journey. I hope you enjoyed exploring the stories and experiences of the incredible female musicians on my album. To stay updated on our latest episodes, subscribe to ViviTalks on your favorite podcast platform. Connect with me on social media through Virunga, and please check out my album Typuhthâng, a musical exchange featuring 100 female musicians to empower female cacao farmers of Virunga State Park in Congo. It's about more than just music. It's about making a positive impact in the world. Your support is part of that journey, so thank you once again for tuning in. Until next time, keep celebrating the power of music, and let's continue to amplify the voices of remarkable women in the industry. Stay inspired, stay empowered, and keep the music flowing. With love and gratitude. Till soon.